Hi, I'm Jordan.
And I'm Susan.
And today we're going to be making some jewelry inspired by Aladdin. Susan, have you seen the new trailer for Aladdin? It just came out.
Have seen the trailer. It looks so cool.
I'm so excited. Will Smith as the genie is so cool. I can't wait.
It's going to be really good.
Yeah. So I was just thinking, what if we did something kind of Aladdin thing, like put some stuff together? Like, what can we put together?
Maybe like Jasmine-inspired jewelry.
Yeah,
something
yeah.
Really,
she has like the big,
like those big gold pieces.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
like that.
Super cool, super eye-catching.
Oh, you want to do metalwork?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you want to get into like some hammering and
I think it's
cutting,
time.
and I think so too.
I think it's time.
You're getting really good.
Yeah,
I think you can. I think you can handle it.
Yeah,
for
let's
sure.
graduate.
Cool. Well, I've got some stuff here.
Okay.
I have some metal.
Yes.
Because
gold.
we're going to be cutting out some shapes, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, gold, right?
Yeah.
I mean, totally.
Of course. Yeah.
Jasmine. Absolutely gold. This is 24 gauge sheet metal
24
that we
gauge,
can use. It's not too thick. Okay, you'll be able to
so
cut
it'll
it.
be easy for me to cut.
You'll be able to cut it, yes. And these are metal shears. Got a hole punch because I think we're going to have to do some things dangling. I'm not going to make you use any huge power tools today, okay? It's really going to be just shears and a file.
Let's ease me into this.
Yes. This is a stencil that I have, and you can see I've got a pair of earrings here that I already made that I thought kind of reminded me of something Jasmine would wear.
Like
you
the
see?
swoop here, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I cut these out, years ago, and but anyway, I just cut them right out of the same metal that you see right here, and then filed the edges and hammered it and put it on an earring, and ta-da, pretty easy.
I like it. I like this one. This is the cool size here.
Okay.
Yeah, 'cause that jewelry I feel like is a little bigger, very eye catching. So we want to kind of do this at an angle, right?
Yeah, so you can fit them both on there. You're good at that.
I've had some practice. And then you said we're gonna flip this bad boy here.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go.
Perfect. So I'm going to show you how to use these the right way. Okay. When you're cutting with shears, it's really tempting to want to work all the way up here at the tip of the shears.
Yeah.
But if you want to have the most control, and this is 24 gauge sheet, so it's about a half a millimeter thick, so it's not that thin. I mean, it's not like cutting paper.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you're cutting, you want to see how I'm working all the way up inside the jaw.
Yeah.
Of the shear, and so that when you're going around, you're going to have a lot more control as you cut, and it's almost, you see it really cuts it.
Yeah. No, it really does.
Super easy, but it's not as easy as I'm making it look. Okay?
Yeah.
And then you also want to choose, you made a pretty thick line around your piece.
Yeah.
So when you're cutting, you need to choose whether you want to go on the inside of the line or the outside of the line.
Yes. Okay.
Because if you switch, you're going to have an oddly shaped piece at the end.
Yeah, I see that. Okay.
So there you
go. How do we get that black off? Like, how do we get that marker off?
There's a couple different ways to do that. You can use steel wool if you don't mind having the texture on your metal, or you can use rubbing alcohol, or you can also use even like hand sanitizer to get it off of there.
Oh, that's easy. Oh, this is gonna be so cool. I was just rewatching the original Aladdin, the 1992 version.
Yes.
And which I love. It's
perfect.
Probably one of my favorite Disney movies. I had like a little vest that I would run around in when I was a kid because I just loved that movie so much. I can probably quote the entirety of the movie.
A what? A vest?
A little vest, yeah.
Oh.
It was a little red vest, so it was a little different from the one that he wears, but it was close enough.
Okay, so the next step is you can feel this is kind of sharp around the edges.
Yeah.
So
that's really fun to wear around here.
No, it would hurt. So we're going to take our file, and you're going to file around the outside. Yes. And don't be shy. You really need to get this really well filed right there. And you see how I'm kind of pushing around the edge like that? Yeah. The metal, this metal file actually only cuts in one direction, and so if you're going back and forth, you're not really doing anything.
Yeah, that's just extra work.
It is extra work, so I always kind of file in one direction. And the other thing is if you ever find that you're getting stuck on the metal, metal has a grain, which is weird. And so if you just find yourself getting stuck on a corner, like see here I am getting stuck on that corner, then you turn it over. Here, isn't that weird?
We're going to try. So we just want to get this nice and soft. Should I try to soften these edges this way too, or does this kind of just
just go straight around, because we're going to hammer it some as well to take off. So when you hammer it, that kind of takes off a lot of the metal edge as well. But we want to get off especially the corners.
All right.
Perfect.
Does that look okay?
Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so let's do a little hammering. You want to concentrate around the edges as you go.
Yeah.
to make sure that like that area that along the edge, it's really kind of a metalsmith's trick to smooth out an edge.
Is it best to have this like this shape for the hammer?
And that's a ball peen hammer, and we're kind of just using the ball peen side as a texturing hammer. That looks good.
All right.
This is kind of a brass metal, and so it's a good idea to do something to texturize it.
Yeah, okay.
Because obviously brass is could be discolor. It could discolor over time.
Yeah.
If you don't want it to, if you want it to stay super shiny like this, you can use like an acrylic sealer on it.
Okay.
After you polish it, if you want to, but by hammering it, we're really going to kind of cover up a lot of the imperfections. See how it's kind of making that cool texture?
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite kind of hammers because there's so many different things you can do with it.
Oh, yeah.
But what we're going to do now is we're going to kind of give them a curve because I
Okay.
think they'll look a lot more finished, really like real jewelry.
Yeah.
You know,
okay.
and that's kind of what we're going for here. Is actually, but first let's punch a hole in it before we do that because
Yes.
it's harder to punch a hole when. So just right up here at the tip, being careful not to be too close to the tip.
Too close to it, yeah.
You just want to punch a hole in both of those. Perfect. All right, so now we're going to bring out the train.
All right.
Choo, 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 choo. I call this the train.
The train. Okay.
Because why do you think I call it a train?
Because it kind of looks like a train.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really just a way to shape metal.
Yeah.
And so we need a pretty big spot, so we're probably going to go right here.
So that makes the shape a lot easier. Yeah.
You see what I'm doing there?
Yeah.
And then you just
okay.
take your hammer,
So it makes more of a uniform.
pat it down, and it's going to give it a curve.
Yeah.
So you also want to make sure that because that's our nice texture, we want that on
That's where
the
we want
outside.
the curve to come.
Piece. Let's see. Yeah, great.
Yeah,
That looks really good. So now, like I said, at this point, you could be done with them if you want to.
Okay.
You could file them a little bit more. You could add some patina, or you could polish them up like I did, and then just spray it with an acrylic sealer. You kind of make it your own at this point.
Yeah. That way you're kind of like customizing it for yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Every
So-
piece is gonna look a little different.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, do you remember how to attach your wires?
We can go through this one more time.
Just
the
basically
next
twist
one.
open, twist close.
Grand open and grand closing.
Right.
Dig it. There we go.
Cool.
Look at that.
Awesome. Here, let me see. Let me put one in.
Yeah, let's give that a try. I just love the texture, like the visual texture.
It looks
It's
really good, doesn't it?
Yeah, the way it captures the
Does
light.
it look good?
Oh yeah. Look
Do
at
you like
that.
'em?
I do like them. They're
I like
really
'em too.
cool.
Fun.
Yeah,
You ready
look
to make the
good.
necklace now?
Let's
Because
do
we have
it.
to have the necklace.
Gotta have the whole set.
Cool. I won't take your earrings.
Yeah.
It's like I'm giving those to somebody. So the necklace, I've got this big sheet for that. Okay.
Gotcha, okay.
Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
But I've already drawn out the shape of the necklace on there
Okay.
for you because
Made your little
I
holes for the-
used obviously I want you to do holes. I used the edge of the sheet to get a point at the bottom so that you don't have to
that's
do so
smart.
much cutting.
Yeah.
And then you're just going to want to come up around here and then down, and I mean it's pretty obvious.
Kind of curve back
I think
around.
You can handle it.
I think I got
Yes.
this. Yeah.
There
Yeah.
you go. You probably actually should be wearing safety glasses while we're
Probably,
doing this, as
yeah.
I
All
just
these little
as now that we're
pieces
getting
of
all these
metal,
little
like,
pieces and we haven't
shooting
had
around.
those on this whole time. All right, so same story.
Yeah.
Now
So
you
we'll
have
just
to
do some
file
filing.
all of this. Now this is going to be pretty hard to file right in here, and I'm just going to be honest with you. I usually get a piece of sandpaper, so I'm going to grab some of that for you to get into this part because
yeah.
you can see it's not possible.
Yeah, that's
but
not-
you can go around this whole outside, and you won't have to do
Edges.
much to this at all because we didn't cut
pretty
it.
sure- yeah.
Yeah, but get that point and get those edges, and I'll grab you some sandpaper to go along that inside. So this is what we're going to use. We can do some of the texturizing on this tool, but you can
Yeah.
also just kind of use it just to do the bends in the sides because, you know, your neck is not flat.
Yeah.
So you can do some of that texturizing like you were doing on that flat bench block
Yeah.
on this as well. Or, I mean, really, you you see, I just kind of got it pretty well shaped up.
Yeah.
Just by doing that.
bending
But
it.
if you're having trouble, you can use the hammer. So
hammer
see what
too.
you can do with your fingers. Now we go kind of up towards that big part. This is just a
towards.
bracelet mandrel. It's just like I said, any tool I could find
Yeah.
that works to shape my metal. Okay, cool. Yeah, great. And then you just need to punch up here.
Punch the holes
2
in
holes
there.
in the top on each side.
Yeah.
And you got a little bit more, I mean, we have a little bit more sanding to do around the edges,
Around here
but
on the
let's
edges.
go ahead and punch your holes.
All right, you said should have just hammered this down, right?
Let's take our, feel that. Use your finger. Feel that?
Yeah.
It's sticking right up. So
Yeah.
let's trim it off like that.
So-
So perfect.
Now we need to make this into like an actual necklace, right?
Right, we want to wear it.
Yeah.
Yes. So since those are your 2 holes, all we need is just, I'm going to use chain around the back if that's okay with you.
Yeah.
We could have done like a whole metal piece, but I didn't think that a 24 gauge metal was going to be thick enough to do that. It wouldn't hold
Yeah.
its shape well enough. So I brought some chain, and this is just a piece. I've already got it set up with a clasp at the back. And then I've got a couple jump rings down at the bottom, and you're just going to attach those jump rings, remember you open and close them,
Yeah,
to the holes that you punched.
Okay.
And then it'll be ready to go.
Ready to go.
So here are a couple pliers for
Pliers
you.
here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just grab, twist open, twist close. Yeah. So see, work.
Oh yeah, no, that's
Right?
perfect. That looks great. Yeah, I like
Pretty
that.
cool, huh?
This is pretty eye-catching. Like,
Yeah. I mean,
love. Yeah.
it's like a big gold bandana.
This looks great though.
You know, if you
Yeah.
wanted to, too, you could punch holes along the bottom of this and attach beads
Okay.
to the
Yeah.
bottom. That would be really cool.
Yeah. Blend it up a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So here's one that I worked on before, where
Wow, I
I
like
did
that.
add. See how I added just some bling at the bottom, some
Yeah.
blue beads.
That actually looks
And
really
you don't have
cool.
to do a lot. I mean, you could do a lot more than that, obviously.
Yeah,
but
but that's
really, I think that's kind of Jasmine's.
That's like a nice, simple touch.
It is.
Yeah, it looks really pretty. It's like a good callback, like same kind of colors that are, prominent in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So which is really cool.
Thanks so much for watching. If you guys would like to pick up some supplies like the ones we worked with today, check out the links down below. What would your 3 wishes be? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And now that you know a little bit about making jewelry inspired by Aladdin, you can say,
I made this.